All right, guys, we're here sitting in the marina,
Yeah, we waiting for that.
and we're waiting for the storm to pass. It's about 9 o'clock. We still got some thunder, some lightning, a little bit of wind, but it's all mostly associated with the storm. So once the storm passes, then we can keep going. But it's a waiting game. That's all we can do. Wait.
We waiting, boy. We waiting, boy.
Look at that little snapper. Holy smokes, man.
Mira, mi gente, pescado más bello. Aquí con el sobrino, aquí, en el huecón, en el hueco. Mira, muchachones. Mira qué belleza de pescado. Miren esto.
Apunten ahí, coño.
Apunten, apunten, apunten. No disparen. Aquí con el sobrino. Sobrino aquí, tú sabes, la lucha. Mira qué pescado más bello. Le hemos dado sabroso esta noche. ¿Verdad, sobrino?
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, we did.
Yes, it did. Bueno, amigos, para que vean cómo es la fiesta. La fiesta con mi sobrino, el puro Chano.
Está tapando la cámara.
El puro Chano.
Espera, vamos a subir parte de esto. Alright, guys, so
Tenemos que irnos porque tenemos el límite ya.
we got our limit on the snapper.
Ya.
So it's been a long night. The bite's been on. It's 6 in the morning and they're still biting. So we're gonna check. We're gonna make sure everything's good to go, and then we're gonna head out and do a little bit of deep jigging. And all right, guys, we just got back yesterday in the afternoon, so we were able to avoid all the storms.
But it was a nice ride home. It was a beautiful night of fishing. We got our limit of snapper, so we got 20 snappers in addition to like the reef snapper and stuff like that. We got plenty of as well. We got some nice V-liners, which are surprisingly big for this area, and we also got some nice lane snappers. Got a few of them, and of course during the daytime we were able to go jigging. And the grouper weren't real big, but we managed to get 3 keepers. So I'll show you guys that in a bit. But overall, it was a nice trip. Had a lot of fun with my uncle. Got a little sick at night. I guess the lights and you know, it was a little rough and whatnot. So I got a little sick and had to lay down for a little bit. But after I laid down, I came back in the game and put a hurting on the fish. So we did really well. I'll show you guys that. And stay tuned. Alright guys, so this is our catch for last night. We got our limit of mang snappers. We got really good size lane snapper. We only managed 3 groupers, but we got into these really nice V-liners. Vermilion snapper, they're real tasty fish. So anyways, this is our 2-man catch for the night trip and for part of the day, which during the day we got 3 grouper and that's it. So the rest of the catch you're seeing is from the nighttime bite. All right guys, well I hope you enjoyed it. Now I got to get down to cutting all this fish up, which is going to be a pain in the butt, but what an epic bite, right? Awesome. So when you apply the strategy, when you you know, make a decision on where you want to go and what you want to do, and you implement all the strategies and everything, it really pays out. So all I can say is, you know, use chum. I know chum for some people is something they don't like to deal with, but definitely use chum. When you get to the spot, take into account different factors like your current and wind, how you're going to anchor, and just, you know, make sure that the gear you have is set up for the current situation. If you have a slack tide and you have very little tide, then you know you could use jig heads, and you know, just free line the bait that way. If you get the fish up from the bottom, if they're feeding on the bottom, then of course the egg sinker with a small hook, and then according to the tide, if you got a real strong ripping tide, then you want to use a little bit bigger sinker, and so on and so forth. I want to show you guys something. This is kind of a little trick. Let me put the camera here so you can see it. I guess it'll give you a view. Maybe not. Maybe here. Yeah. There you go. That'll work. Alright, so this is a little trick to help you keep the fish cool, especially if you got a fish box like we do. On the Tidewater, we got a front fish box which is fairly large, and we could fit plenty of fish in there, but again, with the size of the box also comes the challenges of keeping the ice cold and the fish cold. So I'll show you a little trick. My uncle taught me this, and what you do is you get yourself it could be a tarp, it could be a big plastic cover. In this case, what we used in this case was a inflatable mattress that we actually cut up and use the top section of, which is real thick, and that has worked really well. So I'll show you now what it is. All right, these are just plastics from the bags of ice, some food. So anyways, this is the cover, and see that? Just keeps the ice nice and compact. This is rock solid, so everything's nice and compact thanks to this cover. So just a little trick for you guys that sometimes are having a hard time keeping your ice box cold. This seems to work out pretty good for us, so hopefully it'll help you guys as well. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment and I'll be happy to answer that. But this does work. I've kept fishing here like this for 2 days, 3 days, even in the hot summer months. So there you go. That's our little trick for the fish box.